Hi, everybody. Dan Illman and Mike Beer, the DRF race of the day for Wednesday, March the 4th is the 3rd at Gulfstream Park. Let's take a peek at this field. Condition claiming event for fillies and mares 4-year-olds and up, going 8 furlongs on the turf. You can download free Formulator past performances for this race on the Race of the Day event page at DRF.com. Access them, handicap along with us. Interesting race from a speed figure standpoint. All of them are pretty closely matched. I think this race could come down to trip. It could get down to pace. Let's throw up the Timeform US pace projector. The number 8 Zodiac Princess has the speed to make the lead if she's aggressively ridden. And I think last time out, it was a combination of she didn't break and they were very quick to take a hold of her in a race that was dominated on the front end.
Yeah, that trip did not work out for her last time at all. So maybe they should just try and make the lead here, Dan. I think you're right. Trips will be important here because, you know, they've all sort of run the same figures. They've all had plenty of chances. They just can't get through this condition.
Now, the number 1, Henny's Treasure, unlike Zodiac Princess, she is a confirmed one-run closer. She'll need some pace. She'll need some luck. Didn't do much running last time out in a race where the pace did not materialize. The 5th-place finisher came back to run a 68 buyer. It's really a situation with her is she going to catch a right pace?
Yeah, can she get the right kind of trip in this race? If she can, I think she's one of the horses you really want to consider, especially at a price 2 back. She got a big pace. And I thought she ran pretty well in that race. I don't know if this race will set up that way for her.
Number 2 is Karenina. She's consistent enough in the fact that she's hit the board in 17 of 27 lifetime starts. She's also consistently unreliable from a win standpoint. She is 1 for 27. Let's go back to her most recent race on February the 13th, where she sat second off the speed. Sister Gemma went to the front, and I can't fault this trip at all. She just was second best to that horse, and it's been the story of her career.
Yeah, it has. I mean, she's had plenty of chances. She actually got through this condition back in August, but was disqualified from that race. And it's just been more of the same since then. Listen, she got a great trip in that race we just watched. Couldn't make any ground in the stretch. Settled for second again.
Zip It Jess, the number 3, just has all sorts of new things being thrown at her in this spot. She is stretching out from 5 furlongs to a mile. She is adding blinkers. She's wheeling back on very short notice, something like 10 days. I look at her pedigree. This is like a nice Phipps female family that unfortunately hasn't thrown anything recently. I don't think it's out of the question that she could appreciate a stretch out in distance, and maybe she can get forward.
Yeah, maybe she can. Listen, this is the kind of race where I don't think I would argue too hard with anybody who just wanted to take a shot with a new face. And she's kind of a new face in this kind of a race, stretching out for the first time. Hasn't really run particularly well in any of her turf races, but maybe she will as she stretches out for the first time.
There are certainly some quality concerns. Her only win came in a scant 12,500 maiden claimer at Presque Isle Downs. But again, a lot of new things being thrown at her, and she's not a proven loser. She's 1 for 9 lifetime. The 4 is Blame the Gods, and I guess in some ways Blame the Gods is the horse to beat, Mike, simply because she's getting some class relief, dropping out of the $35,000 starters, where she was a decent third 2 starts back, albeit with a pretty good trip.
She did get a good trip in that race. She ran fine in there. I guess the horses that ran 1-2 just a little bit better than she is. The class drop makes a lot of sense for her in this race, Dan. I think she's a very logical horse in here.
And she has enough tactical speed where she can make her trip under Javier Castellano. Savvy Cairo is the number 5. Linda Rice removed the blinkers, and it resulted in this really nice maiden win on February the 20th. Here's Savvy Cairo in the blue silk. She's going to get a really nice split here, and she's going to eventually grind these horses down. I have a feeling that this filly is slowly maturing, slowly figuring the game out. And again, like some of the others, she, I think, has a little bit of upside potential.
Yeah, that's what I like most about her, too, in this race. I mean, I'm not blown away by this win that we're watching right now, but she's still very lightly raced. And now, you know, the couple races off the layoff for Linda, I can see her taking another step forward.
Savvy Cairo removed blinkers in her most recent race. Magic River, the number 6, added blinkers. First start off the David Fawkes claim. And again, I just don't think that trip really worked out. There wasn't a lot of pace. She tried to come all the way around, turning into the lane. She finished evenly. She passed a couple of tired horses. I just wish she did a little more running.
That's how I feel about her, too. I don't really love either of her last 2 races. They weren't, you know, total disasters. I just didn't see a lot, and it's not like she's going to be some kind of great price in here.
I'm not sure where the number 7 Rooney fits. She won 2 starts back in a maiden claimer. Maybe his connections just aimed a little bit too high for the $40,000 tag last time out, because she just never fired. She just sat on the rail and didn't do much. So she's getting a little bit of class relief here. She should go better, but I'm not even sure she's the best closer in this race.
I didn't either. I mean, and listen, it's not the kind of field where I feel like you want to take, strong stands against horses who are going to be good prices like her. I haven't really seen anything that I like that much about her, Dan, but it's that kind of race. If you find one thing to like, it might be enough.
Zodiac Princess beaten favorite in 3 out of the last 4 races. Let's go back to the last race again. That's the Karenina race. Karenina is the 8th. Zodiac Princess is down on the rail, and she was just chasing this slow pace from 3rd. I liked what Zayas did. He kept her inside, figuring you couldn't afford to lose much ground. I was a little disappointed she didn't get past Karenina in the lane, but all in all, just from a pace standpoint, it didn't work out. And I agree with Timeform US. They got to be aggressive with her.
Yeah, I think they do too. We'll see what kind of trip she gets. She didn't run great in that race we just watched, but it wasn't, terrible either. Her race 2 back, actually, I thought is a lot better than, look, she had a real bad trip that day. I feel like they just might be a little more aggressive with her, and it could make all the difference.
Let's take a look at our top picks for Wednesday's DRF race of the day. You like Zodiac Princess. Again, she has the figures to make her competitive at this level, and she could get forward. I'm just looking for a stab. I want sort of a fresh face. I'm kind of sick of all these horses that have been running at this level. Maybe Zip It Jess, with the addition of blinkers and the stretch out, can show some speed, and perhaps that's all that she needs to do in a race like this. I went 3-1-4-5. You went 8-4-1-2.
Yeah, I just went logical in here with Zodiac Princess. I'll hope she gets a better trip this time.
Wednesday's DRF race of the day is the 3rd at Gulfstream Park. It has an approximate post time of 2 o'clock Eastern. Good luck.